Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, all the guests and audience. We are about to begin our session. Please have a seat and make yourself comfortable. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And my co-host from the Department of Economics and Muhammad. All praises to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala for giving us a chance to gather virtually through this Zoom meeting today to participate in this FIMS International Mobility Students FIMS 2022. The title for this session is Islamic Capital Market Career Path. I am Ain Shafiqah Shaharudin, and I have been given the task to be your moderator for this morning. Before we go through to our topic, I would like to introduce to all of you a little bit about our panel today, Ms. Sarimah Hamtandin. As we can see in an official poster, Ms. Sarimah Hamtandin is the Head and Director of Innovation, Advisory and Industry Engagement in Securities Industry Development Corporation, SIDC. She holds an MBA from University Malaya and Bachelor in Business Administration, Finance from Iowa State University, USA. Before joining the Securities Commission in 2000, Ms. Sarimah began her career in 1996 as an internal auditor for Hong Leong Finance Bank Berhad, and after that as a dealer's representative in Kenanga Investment Bank. In Securities Commission Malaysia, she has involved in developing examination, study guides and questions in department. She moved to the investment. She is also a certified training professional. She moved to the investment department and has since led mass in professional session. Before the end of the session, there will be 10 to 15 minutes of Q&A session.
Mrs. Sarimah, I can hear your voice.
Let me check. Is it clear now?
Okay, is it clear? Not clear.
Better? It's better.
All right.
I start again. Okay, Assalamualaikum to everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me to this event. I look forward to sharing my experience with every one of you here. And now it is a virtual presentation. I can't see your faces, so I assume all of you here are students, or maybe some lecturers who are participating in this event.
Mrs., I can't hear your voice again. Still cannot. Not yet.
All right.
Okay, that's clear.
That clear. Okay. Okay. I just like to invite everyone to participate in this session, meaning that we would like to make it more interactive. Feel free to ask any questions if along the way, or you can wait until the end of the session to ask me any questions. I'm here to share my experience being in the financial industry for more than, I would say at least 25 years. I am as old as your mother. So just bear with me with my advice about those who are seeking a career in the financial industry or any other industries for that matter. Okay, before that, I would like to share my screen here. Can everyone see this?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Oh, hold on. So I always ask, because I have been invited to talk about career opportunities for so many times in universities. I always ask them what type of career opportunities that you like to know, and they will always say that, in the capital market, we are from accounting, from law degree or engineering. Do we have a place there? Can we do internship in SIDC or Securities Commission, Bursa Malaysia? And because a lot of time people are taking their degree to work in certain industries or certain sectors. But what I like to share with you now is from now on, stop thinking that way. You may want to go back to the why. You know, we want to find a career with a purpose. No longer, those days when my time, when we don't have internet then, I think in the 90s only, then only all this internet, social media also later. I am in the generation where we go to your library to find books. No Google then. But those days when we want to take a degree, we say that, oh, I'm a finance degree, so I have to work in a bank or any financial institutions because that's my degree is related to that industry. But nowadays it's no longer that in that manner. You can take whatever degree and join the financial industry because we do take people from engineering or from any other discipline, because at the end of the day is what type of value that you can bring into the organization. So what I like you to think about is before you apply for any jobs or a career, even now you are still studying, you have to find that why. What is your purpose? How you can create value to people. Okay, a lot of people thought that after I got my degree, then only I can create values to other people. I can work, I can give my service in a bank, but actually it's not. It is more of you have to create your value now while you are in as a student. And if you want to find a job, what is your purpose? Is it for a paycheck? If you are looking for a job and it is simply for a paycheck, then that is what you get. That's it. Paycheck, and then you work and work and work, and then you hope for a promotion. If you didn't get a promotion or you don't think that you can grow in that company, you'll go to another company. You start the routine again. So after a while, you'll feel burnout. You feel like so tired working in this organization or in this line. You'll go to that level. But if you have a purpose in your life, meaning that I would like to contribute, I would like to bring value to as many people as possible, then you won't feel the burnout. You won't find a job just for a salary, because now we have, I also follow this IG about Malaysian pay gap, and they shows that you're so young, you're getting like 20,000 or 15,000 ringgit per month. So I think all the followers will say, oh, am I being underpaid? And they are start asking for more money or jump around. And it's okay to know about the market rate of certain jobs, but at the same time, if that is what you want, which is a paycheck or just a salary, then maybe that is your path of achieving that. But if you're looking at a purpose, meaning that you want to develop something, or you want to bring value to organization. If you are taking Islamic capital market programs, so maybe the line that you are in is still conventional. So how can you bring in value to that business or to the processes to make it more Sharia compliant? You have to go into that line of purpose. Then only you will feel you can, if you see the result, then you'll feel so satisfied. It is way beyond the paycheck. So when I know I got this topic about Islamic capital market, but I think Islamic capital market can be applied in so many situations. So not only in a capital market or financial industries, in all of industries.
Sarima, are you there? We can hear you. No?
It's okay, let's wait for
It's okay, let's wait for Miss Sarima. All right, sorry for technical
Okay.
problems. We will wait a bit.
Can you hear me
Okay,
now?
Miss Arima? Are you
Yeah.
here?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Clear?
All right.
Okay.
Yes, clear.
So I have to share my screen, but I'm sorry about that.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, because I'm working from home. Nowadays, a lot of organizations, they have a hybrid working arrangement. So they allow you to work from home. Okay, right. As I mentioned just now, I think I lost everyone when I say about Islamic capital market can be applied in any industries. So regardless, whatever line that you went in, you can always apply the Sharia principles in your work, in your business, even your character, when dealing with people. Because in business or in any industry, every time people are looking for people with ethics and integrity. So that is a Islamic way of life that we can apply in whatever we do. So I go back to a purpose in your life. What is it that you want to achieve? Because when people say that I want to have a career, or is it that you want to have an income? Because there are two things. If you want to have a career, meaning you just want a job or a paycheck, but if you say you want an income, because income can come from multiple sources. You can have an active income, meaning that is a income from the paycheck or from your job. You can also have a passive income. You invest your money and then you got the dividends, or you got a certain incentive, or you write books, or you post, you're an influencer on YouTube where you got some money, people watch your videos, and then you also can have an hustle income where this is something that you do on the side, and that is where you can get your income. And from that income, this is where you can do a lot of other things. Because if you are only going for a job, that means for a one income, you should try to change that, or try to consider looking for a multiple sources of income. Because for young people nowadays, you have so many opportunities to get a lot of money. Because this is an era where you don't find a job. You can also create your own job. You have an interest in certain things, you share it with your friends, you get your friends to be interested, they tell to other friends, and later on maybe you're promoting a certain products. That is sales. That can be an income for you. Or if you're working in an organization, then you get a salary. That is an income for you. But whatever it is, one thing about once you have an income, please, you have to manage it. Because a lot of people, especially young ones, if that is the first time they got a lot of money, they tend to spend everything without even trying to invest their money. And you know that if you're a finance student, you may have learned about time value and money. The earlier you put a money in any investment products, along the way it will compound the dividends, and so you can get within 5 or 10 years a huge lump sum amount of money. So you have to start investing as early as possible. May I know that if you can share with me at the chat box, all of you from business students or from other faculty as well? Or business or investment? Okay, I see one chat. Yes, or you're all from finance students, business students, corporate students. Yeah, business background. Okay. So if you are from the business background or from finance background, number one that you have to do is you have to apply that business skills. When you go into an organization, even if you are looking for a job, number one, I always remind students to always research about the company that they want to apply. not just there are certain companies that are trending now. People want to work at Shopee because they show that Shopee gives like free food or a nice environment. Or there are certain companies that they show that, oh, you can work from home, you can we are here, like we have the game tables and all that. But what I want everyone to see is, if you apply for a job, always research research first the business. If it is a company listed on Bursa Malaysia, you can take a look at their annual report and see whether they are making money or losing money. Because there are instances where students applied for a job, not even 1 year, the company closed down. Maybe when they recruit the person, they want to clear something up, and a lot of their skilled people already gone. So they just take any fresh graduates to do the cleanup things. Or and if you want to know if the company has a potential growth for you, you can always research first, find out about what business, because it also helps when you are in the interview. I always come across candidates who apply for a job in SIDC who don't even do any research about SIDC. They may glance through our website, but when we ask them, okay, what do you know what SIDC, we are in what business, they are unable to tell us. They will say like, oh, maybe you all in training, or some said that we are Securities Commission, but actually we are not. So this is very important for you to research about a company, so that if you got the chance to be interviewed, you'll be able to um, give a little bit of facts, figures, and data during the interview. Tell that you are interested in that company, and by researching about the company, at least the conversations will be more meaningful. You can, when they ask, do you know about this company, what do we do, at least you can tell more accurate about the business, and then you also know about the growth of the companies. And if you want to know whether the company is making money, or sometimes you say, I don't want to go to Bursa's website to research for a company. If a listed company, you can download an app called KLSC Screener, and from there you can get the financial aspects of the company. If the company is in a growth projection, or is this a company in what sector? So those are the information that you should get. If you're a business student, perhaps you may want to try and apply your business skill by doing the business yourself, online business, because any skills that you learn in university is valuable when it is applicable, or you can apply it somewhere. I was a student, like finance student. When I was in university then, I only study just to pass the exam. So my time is all about studying, just want to get an A, and after the A you want to get a dean's list, this and that. But now looking back, I think that that is not the right way. And so I always tell my children, I tell young people like you, that you want to apply whatever that you have learned in university. You don't have to wait until you graduate. You can do it now. If you learn about business, you talk about marketing, you talk about sales, you talk about operation management, you talk about accounting, even little business you want to know about the accounting. Because I used to, I don't like accounting subject, but when I'm working in an organization, especially when you are a senior management, we always look at the finance, at the accounts all the time, because the sustainability of the company all depends on our financial. So whether I like it or not, I have to study, I have to learn about accounting. Even you want to manage your own money, you have to know how much money you got, whether it is from your parents or you have any other income, and you have to know about your expenses. So that is the most important thing. People who do not track their spending, then you wouldn't know where your money goes. And later on, how you're going to invest, because if you got all your money, you don't know where it goes, then you do not know whether you have any savings or not. At the end of the day, you just have very minimum amount of money left. But if you plan to, when you got your money, you have a plan that you want to save. When money, that means people always see the concept of pay yourself first. You do that. When I was 29 years old, still older than you guys, this commission, the first financial planning course that I attended was from Azizi Ali. I think if he has a Facebook, they put there Azizi Ali Mentor Keuangan, something like that. That time, our organization, they invited him to give a talk to all employees so that employees can manage their money well. So from that seminar, I learned that uh, previously when I got my income, I always pay all the bills, and then whatever remaining, that will be my savings. But after the course, I changed my mindset because he said that you should put your money first, like 10% or 20% in your savings. The balance will
Zarima, we can hear your voice. Silakan.
Not
okay.
yet.
Yeah, can all right.
Okay.
Okay. So I keep on saying that everyone, when you are in universities, please increase your business skill. If you want to apply for a job, that job is a business. So you have to learn about, please pay attention to what you learn in college or in the universities. If you can do your own business to try, a lot of people say young people needs to become an entrepreneur. So you can be an entrepreneur while you are in universities, as long it doesn't affect your studies. But there is another thing about time management. A lot of us, we need to manage our time well. If you don't know how, you have to go and learn from books or what, because we are all been given 24 hours. It's just that how you manage your time. Whether I tell you, even I myself, sometimes when you are on social media, you didn't realize that 2 hours have gone by just like that. With the TikTok, with the Instagram, with the Facebook and all that. So we have a lot of these things that sometimes that it's not that all these things that we learn from the Instagram is all not useful, because I also followed certain IGs that they're very educational and you can learn from there. But you have other things as well. Your Netflix, your other entertainment that will take up a big chunk of your time. It's just that you need to be aware that I'm spending so much time in this area. Maybe I should do something with my life. What can I do? List it down. If you want to improve your business skill, you keep on ask, okay, what business I want to do? Maybe you don't know what. So maybe you should network, because in business, your network is your net worth. The people that you hang around are that could be potential people that could give you business or give you ideas on what type of business. Because I go back to the first thing about your purpose. What is your purpose? Because you need to create values for other people. Mark Zuckerberg, he invented Facebook. Now it's called Meta, but Meta is being subscribed by 2 billion people in the world. So that's why he's a billionaire. When you bring value to a lot of people, a million of people, a billion people, that is your net worth, because you bring value to people. So if you can create something, or if you can provide a service that could help people, maybe today you help one person, tomorrow 2%, 3%, 4%, and later on you are so true to your purpose, you can grow, whatever things that you can help. As I said, when people like even in SIDC, we're in a training and development, we always think about how can we help more people to upskill themselves. If now this year we train 5,000 people, maybe next year we want to make it like 10,000 people. We have to find a way on how to reach out to more people so that a lot more people will get trained. They got more skills. They can contribute better to their organization. So that is what I keep on promoting, that you always need to find your purpose. Your purpose is to become manusia bermanfaat, to give manfaat to as many people as possible. Because if you cannot live alone in this world, you are in a community. Even you ask yourself every day, have I helped anyone today? Because when you go in an organization, those who thrive well in an organization are those who are very helpful. Like from me, I'm a senior in a senior management. I always look at a new person who comes in, or fresh people, graduates that join us, even for internship. You can observe that those who are very helpful, who always ask questions, who don't care like, oh, this is my job, or that is not that is your job. No, they are not into that that mode. They are very helpful. If I finish my job, I can help with you with your job. I can also contribute ideas. Those are the things that you should develop while you're in uni, even when you have graduated, to find a way to help as many people as possible in whatever manner that you can. And as I said, number one, you have to increase your business skill. Number two, increase your money management skills. Once you've got your income, whether it is your active income that comes from your salary, or from the hustle income that comes from your business on the side, or even from your investment income, you have to manage those money. Don't spend it unnecessarily, but invest more. If you have read, maybe how many of you have read very basic, the Rich Dad Poor Dad? They have last time these 4 quadrants. Anyone can share with me? Have you read that book? Can put in your chat box. If you don't, because I just want to refresh that part. Like Robert T. Kiyosaki, he wrote a lot of financial planning books. So he always say that there is a quadrant. You have to imagine this, okay? The first one is an employee. Employee, you got only one source of income. They put it on your left side. Below employee is a sole entrepreneur, meaning a person who offer his services, or he's doing his business alone, or being supported by 1-2 employees. This type of people, the employee and a solo entrepreneur, they have a higher risk, because if you are an employee, if during the pandemic the company is closed down, you were retrenched, you don't have any income. That's it. And then for those who are a solo entrepreneur, if you're sick, you cannot work, then no one can help you, so your business will close down. So he said, try as much as possible to move to the right side of the quadrant. On top of the quadrant is a business owner. Business owner, they create a system where they don't have to be there all the time. They have their salespeople, they have their production people, they have their accountant and all that. These people will run the business. And let's say that they are sick or anything, the business will still go on. So that is the right quadrant. He said, maybe you start with an employee, or have some income, business owner, or another level, which is investor. Investor is where they say that your money works for you. I just give you an example. Let's say you put a money in Tabung Haji or ASB, or any dividend paying unit trust. So you didn't do anything, but at the end of the year, you'll get the dividend, right? So this is your money works for you. So the same thing, you have to invest your money, whether it's in property, in stocks, even in Sharia approved crypto assets, in Sharia approved derivatives product. You have many options to invest your money, but you have to invest as early as possible, whether it's in gold, because investment is like you plant a tree. You tanam pokok. You cannot letak that biji benih today and tomorrow you can see a big tree. No, you have to wait. At the same time, you have to put fertilizers. You have to put you have to water it, but it will grow slowly but surely until it becomes a big tree and it will bear fruits where you can enjoy those fruits. You have to think for investment from that manner, from that way. It is a growing thing, get bigger and bigger. Anyone that offers you investment that give a very short return, you check first. There are so many scams nowadays in the market that I think there's a lot of uh, wastage, meaning that people lost a lot of money because they believe in get quick rich scheme. Yeah, they said that every month you can get money, certain income, every month, fixed rate, and if you put 1,000, you can get a return 100% at 200%. If you learn about Islamic capital market, you have to apply whatever you have learned, the Sharia principles. You must know what these people, they took my money, where they invest my money in, what business they are doing. Is it Sharia approved? Is it halal? Where did they put my deposits or my income? Is it in a Islamic financial institutions? You need to find out that. Okay, so how come they give you that kind of return? What industry is this? I just want to share with you. There is this company that says that they do mini market. I think mini market and online and all that. But I never heard about all this online mini market, and they give you a very good return, nearly 100 or 200% per year, but they give you every month. Not only you get, the agents also get. So it's a very huge amount that people get every month fixed. So I have said this is a red flag. What kind of business is this? When I asked about the name of the supermarket, it's not popular. So I said, how come this? Because we know that if you want to buy anything online, like you got Shopee or Lazada, but even Shopee and Lazada also don't give that kind of return. But this one, no one knows about it, but can give you this much return. Okay, so you have to that is a red flag. You have to be careful. Always check. Remember, Warren Buffett is a super investor. Even super investor, everybody knows. He wrote books about investment. Everybody refers to him when they talk about investment. This is a group that is a super investor elite. But the fund that he managed, Berkshire Hathaway, it only gives about 26% per year, per annum. And this is an investment icon. Suddenly, you have someone in Malaysia who you never heard about, but are giving like 100% or 200% return on an investment. So that is too good to be true, right? And as I said, always apply whatever you have learned. If you learn about Islamic capital market, about the Shariah's principles, and try and do that checklist. Ask them about what that business they're doing, where did they put their money in, and then if it's only you are getting the money, how can I get this amount every month from what business? Sometimes they give you a pamphlet. They say this is approved by Bank Negara or Securities Commission. Anything that being approved by Bank Negara or Securities Commission, you can check on this regulator's website, whether it's legit or not, because they will always publish it. But if you can't find it, but they use the logo, then you have to be careful. Okay, always ask before putting your money in any investments, because sometimes it takes a lot of time to create wealth, to get certain amount of money, but it's being lost in a week or a month into all these scams unnecessarily. Then you have to start again, because I have met a lot of people when they found a good investment, so-called good investment, they will put all their money in. They don't, because when they got the first return, whatever dividends, the second one, so they got the third one, then they become, okay, this is it. This is the one that I want to put all my money in. So please be careful, especially you are still young. Don't repeat the mistakes of people who have done the mistakes. So you have to move on and think about how you want to come back. If you have invested in all these type of dubious schemes. So another thing is about careers in the capital market. Like I promised, I have to talk about careers in the capital market. I'm going to go very quick because in the intro, I want to give more time for you to ask me questions. But when you say when we say about capital market, we are referring to this market is a primary market. You know, all those IPOs, and also the secondary market, those listed on the bursa. So in the capital market, we have the issuers companies, all those issuers of bonds, issuers of equities, and then we have intermediaries, those who these are the brokers, and we have the investors. So, and these are the products that you have: equities, bonds, sukuk, and then we have derivatives. We also have private equities and venture capital, and we also have platform, registered, recognized market operators. You know about all this stash away. Maybe you have heard about Luno, the tokenized, all those digital exchanges. They are registered under the Securities Commission, and they under in the category of registered, recognized market operators. So when you look in this market, you know that there's always companies, and when there are companies, there's also career opportunities or job opportunities. I will share some of the company names for you to take a look, and maybe if you are interested later on to apply for an internship to get a feel about working in the companies in the capital market. So that you know what type of jobs are there, how's the hours. You have to know that certain companies, they work with the US markets, maybe they have different hours than those who work in the Malaysia, serving the Malaysian market. And then you would know about the type of investors, whether the retail ones or the institutional ones. So that those are the, we call it, participants of the capital market. So I'm going to be quick about this. Capital market is being regulated by Securities Commission Malaysia. Okay, like for Bank Negara, they regulate the insurance and the banking sectors. But for the investment sectors, which is the investment banks, the fund management companies, all those your digital exchanges, like the crypto and all that, is being regulated by Securities Commission Malaysia. So I have to talk about my company, about SIDC. What do we do? SIDC, we are the training arm of the Securities Commission Malaysia. Securities Commission is a regulator, but they have a training arm. This training arm, we provide training and also capacity building initiatives for the whole industry, for the whole of capital market. So our focus normally is to develop talent. We have programs for fresh graduates where we got students, and we have a lot of USIM students in our program, and we got fresh graduates to enter this program. It's like a 2 months program with SIDC, which is a classroom, but now we go online classroom, and after that we will put you in a company for internship, you know, so that you can get a real life work exposure there. So I think if you check on our website, we already opened the enrollment for this program. We call it ICM, Islamic Capital Market Talent Development Program. Soon we will have another program. We call it Compliance Professionals Training Scheme. This is also for fresh graduates if you want to become a compliance officers in the company, because compliance officers actually is in demand job at the moment, because in the capital market, a lot of our compliance officers are aging. They are in their 40s or 50s, a lot in the 50s. So they'll be retiring soon. But so we want fresh blood, new people to come in, because from our statistics that SIDC did, the survey we did with the whole industry, those below 30 years old, I know the numbers is quite small, but we want a young compliance officer to come in and learn about how you can help the company provide value to them by ensuring that the company comply with all the rules and regulations, as well as you'll be able to help the company if they are not able to comply, what measures that you can take to step up the compliance in the company. Okay, that is on the talent. Once that's for the newcomers. But once you are in the capital market, we have a professional development program. So this professional development program is to upskill yourself. Remember, learning is a lifelong. You cannot say that, okay, I'm done once I finish my degree. No, once you are in an organization, or even if you work on your own, you are required to learn something new. Like the Securities Commission, they put it in their licensing handbook that you need to upskill yourself every year by collecting a continuous professional education program. But for me, if you are still you should go to as many training as possible. The first year that I entered Securities Commission, I attended 14 training programs just to learn about the capital market, because every segment of the capital market, derivatives, equities, fund management, advisory, they have their own players, they have their own investors, they have their own processes. So we want to, one way to expedite your knowledge acquisition is to go for this professional training. And this is where SIDC comes into place. We offer a lot of training in this area. And of course, we also do programs for investors. You know, sometimes certain markets, there is good potential, but investors are not investing in it. Why? Because lack of awareness. So we did the awareness programs. We did the investor education programs. Other than that, we also run the licensing examinations, because for you, you know, in a capital market like investment, you are managing people's money. Of course, we want competent people. We want people who have integrity, and you know, they call it fit and proper. So how to assess your competency in this area? We have a licensing examination. Students, if you can take the exams while you are studying to save time, and then and make sure you study for it. Okay, you study for it and then you pass. Once you pass, the chances of you being hired in any of the capital market companies, especially in investment banks, is higher. Because companies, this is based on SIDC's engagement and survey the companies. If the if companies save at least 6 months if you already passed the examinations, meaning that you said you passed, but you also have to have other skills like communication, because communication is important. You deal a lot with investors, a lot with your colleagues, so you have to improve on your writing skills, on your communication skills, be able to speak clearly, okay, and pleasant, you are nice, helpful. So those are other characteristics. So they look for. So when you go and interview and you said you already passed, so the company can apply for a license for you once you enter the company. So the process is being shortened. But if you don't have the licensing examinations and you just apply, some they may recruit you, but it will take them a longer time. Because if there are certain jobs that you cannot do without a license, so you cannot do the job, you just do some, they will ask you to just study for the exams, and they will give you a condition, you have to pass within a certain time. If not, then we cannot, take you in. So there's a lot of things. So, and most people, they really study during that time and pass, then only they can do the work. The company can apply for license. I always encourage, because you are still in a studying mode. You're in universities, you're still studying. So you just want to study another 2 papers where we give you the study guides, and we put there one paper is about 80 minimum, 80 study hours. You have to comply with that at least, and get to understand and take the exams. And once you pass the exams, the result certificate can tahan for 2 years. Within that 2 years, you can apply for any jobs in the organization. Okay. Other than that, we do programs for directors on corporate governance, on ESG, environment, social and governance. This is something trending in the financial market, about ESG, about socially responsible investment. You all must read up about this, because some of the interview questions I saw before, that they ask you, what do you know about ESG, about SRI investing? What do you think? You may want to have some knowledge about it, and at least tell them that you know what's happening in this industry. So these are the some of the jobs for entry level that we found. Actually, we got this from the HR. Actually, there are a lot more, but I cannot fit into one of my team members is trying to put everything into one slide, but we cannot do that. But at least just to give you some, to give you some ideas about types of jobs that you can apply to. Like, for example, if you want to apply a job in investment banks or stockbroking companies, if you got the module 6 and 7, you can apply for salaried dealers representative or remisiers. And then if you pass module 12 and 19, you can apply for corporate finance executive, and then they have corporate finance advisor. These are the type of jobs available. You also can do some hustle income, in the capital market, where you become marketing representatives. This is where you only invest 580 ringgit, 585, about that the fee, just to take the exams for formalization program for marketing rep. This is where whenever you got client or anyone who wants to open an account with any of the companies that hire the marketing rep, then you can get some commission. Okay, just get more information about this if you want to do. This can be something that you can do on your side. I think you can check out about the requirement from the SC's website or even from SIDC's website. But if you want to go into the digital space, into the crypto, into all those robo-advisory firms, this under the registered recognized market operators, these are the type of jobs that they have. They have more on the, they have that customer success, associate marketing operations, financial analyst, data analyst, credit analyst, and then a compliance officer. As I said, compliance officer is in demand now. And then, so of course, if you have some digital skills, they're also looking for those software developer, engineer, and software engineer. So these are some of the jobs. I didn't say all of the jobs, but I may miss a lot more, but at least to give you some ideas about the type of jobs available in the capital market. So if your degree in Islamic capital market is also applicable, because all these companies, they welcome both degrees. Islamic capital, even in Islamic also, some areas they really want those with Islamic capital market degree. Okay, these are the companies that you have. We have about total intermediaries, about 315. And these companies, their address and all that is in the Securities Commission website. So you can visit there. I just want to double check of the website, but just type Securities Commission and you will have the list of licensed intermediaries, or registered intermediaries, and you can get the companies. So from that the companies list, you can just apply for internship or a job later. So I just share some of the name of the companies. And as I mentioned before, these are the jobs that require you to have a license. And before you get a license, you need to pass the exams. So you can check out our SIDC website for the list of jobs, because in the capital market, we have 8 regulated activities, and each regulated activities requires you to have a license. And the types of license, what are the requirements, are all we put it on our website. So I think this is my slide before we open for a Q&A. The type of things, what kind of skills that I need to have before I join the capital market. Of course, the number one is empathy. I always emphasize on the empathy because when you serve clients with money who don't know what to do, you need to you put yourself in that person's place. So how, if I am like that person, how I would like to be treated? What kind of information that I need to have? So when you have empathy, meaning you put yourself in another person's shoes, then you'll be able to create value to that person, or you'll be able to service the person, provide better services to that person, because we are not, everyone is unique here. Maybe you are smarter than me, or there are certain people who have certain knowledge more than me. I may have zero knowledge. So yeah, maybe that person needs help. But if you say, okay, I put myself in that person's shoes, what kind of information I want, what kind of service that I need, then only you'll be able to provide valuable service to that person, to that customer. Even in SIDC, we try as much as possible to practice this empathy. Analytics, if you are in a financial sectors, we always analyze data. What does the increase in interest rate means? To what sector? Will it be profitable? Will we have financial issues? Have to analyze all your data. We do that a lot in the financial services, whether in a bank or a capital market. This analytics is a skills that you will get if you practice. Even every day, when you want to make decisions, you are analyzing every options. That is a practice also, okay, to develop this analytical thinking. Of course, fundamental analysis. This is especially if you are in a stock market, you learn about the companies, the fundamental part. I think fundamental and technical analysis you all learn in universities already. But just because if you just learn as like you read the book and just sit for exam, you cannot have that feeling. But if you do, you learn about fundamental analysis and you say, okay, I want to invest in one stock on Bursa. I want to do some fundamental analysis about this company. And then later I want to do the technical analysis. I want to see the market movement, the price and volume. Okay, so then you feel, okay, is this a good company to invest? Or maybe I should look at the industry. What are other companies in that industry? And how does the fundamental and technical analysis looks like? So then you can have a decision. Maybe you can invest in paper money to see whether how the stocks fare in 6 months or 1 year. So this is the application technique. Digital literacy, everybody is using an app now. I don't think this is an issue for young people like you guys. Financial product knowledge. You want to work anywhere, you have to know about the products of the company. That's why I said do research before you go for an interview. But if you're in a capital market, you're selling capital market products. If you're applying for jobs in banks, you're selling financial products. What type of financial products in the banks? What type of financial products in the investment banks, stock broking? These are the things that you have to do research before you apply, because it also because as an interviewer, if you look that you do research before you come for an interview, we always view it as positively, because I said this person is rajin. They do some background before they want to be in this company. And regulatory knowledge is the types of act that regulate the capital market. This is along the way you will learn once you are in a job. So other than that is we put here right brain and left brain here. All the soft skills, the learning mindset, keep on learning. You should always don't say that I know all. There's always something to learn, something new, because the world is changing very fast. Every day you see new information, new things happening, and I don't think that everyone knows everything. Okay, if you have that mindset of curiosity, they call it curiosity quotient, always curious, like how does this thing, how do they do this? How can this thing become like this? Then you will find out. That is where the learning takes place. Marketing skills, if you are into the sales or sales and marketing, that is something that you can apply. Even now, you want to apply for a job, you have to market yourself. How do you market yourself? Okay, you have to put your skills inside your resume, your degree program, and then extracurricular, or put whatever volunteer activities that you have done. You have to say that I have a lot of things to offer to your company. That's how you market it. You network on LinkedIn. You can network whenever you see any events that will seem organized, you participate, you know new people. So that's also a part of marketing. And other than that, influencing, analytical thinking, and teamwork. Everybody is working in a team. No one can work alone. Uh, uh, so, so basically, that is it. And I think we got about 5 or 10 minutes for a Q&A. And I'd like to open the floor to everyone to ask me any questions. And I'll try as much as possible to answer you, as what I know or based on my experience.
Okay, we would like to express our gratitude to Ms. Saimaran Tandin for giving us a lot of new knowledge. Without further ado, let's just move to the next session, which is Q&A. For all our audience and participants, if you do have any questions, you can turn on your microphone to ask the questions or for our panel, or you can also ask in the chat box. Please introduce your name or university and institutions. Please, anyone?
Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Sarima. My name is Muhammad Noor Mizunadi. So my question is regarding with the current issue in Malaysia. So I used to take examination in unit trust to become an agent for unit trust. But the good news is that the lecturer is from non-Muslim and they are teaching Islamic contract. So we see how non-Muslim today, they have open to accept Islamic capital market, Islamic financial system. But I also heard some rumors where there is agent and consultant, when they promote the product, the product of investment, they say that there is no differences between Islamic and also conventional. So what have been done, the effort have been done to overcome this issue? Can you share it with us?
Okay, thank you for your question. Actually, because normally if any measures need to be taken industry-wide, it has to be something that is very, that's very rampant in the industry. But like your case, like you mentioned the case just now, it could be an isolated case, or maybe there are people who don't have the right knowledge. Not everyone who is selling investment products have the right knowledge. Could be that persons who do not have the right knowledge by saying that is the Islamic unit trust is the same like the conventional. Okay, because first I go back to where you said about the non-Muslim teaching about Islamic capital markets or Islamic products. If you go to London, to United States, you can see all this Mat Salleh teaching about that, about all those Islamic principles and all that. But they are teaching from the book, from from the text books and all that. It's not something like for us, like of Muslim, when we teach about the Islamic, we believe in it, because we believe in it. So if you are a unit trust agent, because congratulations, you are now a fully registered agents. So to get people, for me, as I said, there are good agents and there are bad agents. There are knowledgeable agents and not so knowledgeable agents. But what you can do, you as a person who are already registered as a unit trust agent, maybe to educate more. A lot of people, they do not know because they are not aware about it, or they are not being educated about it. But if you see there's few people are saying that the same, and you have the knowledge to say that it's not the same. So what you can do is you may want to have to educate the person to tell that actually it's not the same. The reason is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So you have to present your case to say that it's not the same. What principles, and even if you want to offer unit trust, you need to have the investment panel, the Sharia investment panel, to sit on the management of the funds, which is in the conventional. Maybe you don't have, you only have an investment committee for it. So those are the things that you need to educate people, because there are a lot of people who are selling stocks who are not good in selling stocks, tell all the wrong information. But can we change that? We cannot, because maybe they have their own followers, they've been giving wrong information. There's not much we can do. But from whoever who learn from us, we are trying to give you the most, as much as possible, the right information or the correct information. Sometimes it's best if something that is within our control, what we can do. So my advice is, if you have the opportunity to educate people about the Islamic capital market products, about why it is different from the conventional products, then do so. Please do so. If you can open your social media, you tell your friends, this is where your dakwah, your something that you give ilmu yang bermanfaat to people, so that when they want to invest, then they know, oh, okay, this is a difference. Even like EPF, once you're working, you have, as a Muslim, we want to go for that Sharia funds, because it's in EPF also, they have the conventional funds, and conventional funds is giving higher returns. So how are you going to educate people that we want to have more people to invest in the using Sharia funds, where you have more people subscribe to that Sharia funds, then the funds has a bigger amount and can invest more and give a better return. Okay, I hope that I answered your question there.
Thank you, Mr. Rima.
Okay.
All right, we have Arshad to ask questions.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Rima. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to ask about the employability. So today we can see that industry direction is into technologies and financial technologies, right? So we, as the fresh graduate from universities, regardless to from public university or so on, so how can we adapt with this exchange of the direction in the industries? Because some of us are not taking the technology subject and so on. Do you have any comment about that? Thank you.
Okay. All right. It's a fair question, but actually it is not only the degree, but is the ability to use the technology. For example, it's okay if you don't have like software engineering or Python or whatever skill sets in digital. It's okay, you can apply for any jobs in the capital market, because of course now you heard about fintech. All the companies, they are using applications, apps, or they are using systems in the organization. When you go in, as long as you can use the computer, you know how to use the apps, that is your digital, you're being digital literate already. Like in my company, we as long when we hire fresh graduates, because like SIDC, we have a lot of systems like the learning assessment management system, and also we have our own ERP, enterprise resource planning system, a few systems in our organization. But when you come in, we will train you on how to use the system. As long as you know, like your generation, you're so used with the computer, you are born in the digital age, so it's not an issue. But for a certain jobs, meaning that we want an IT person to do troubleshooting of the bugs in our systems, then we require you to have some computer science degree, because they have to do a lot of programming or coding, or need to talk to the vendor who is an IT vendor, but to talk in that language. So unless you apply for those kind of job, then you need to have those certain skills. But for other skills, you said that you can put in your resume, you can use that Microsoft Office, Word, Excel well, or PowerPoint, and very savvy with all the applications. Screener, KL screener, or anything you said, you just put in. So it's not an issue. Of course, and one thing I know, it is easier now to learn from Udemy, Coursera, and I found that a lot of people, even business major and all that, go and take Python, our language on their own. They learn from YouTube and they try and dabble into that industry also. So it's not only limited to your degree program. You can always acquire skills. If you have a lot of skills, that is good. You are very valuable to a lot of people. In certain areas, you offer this skill. In other areas, you offer that skills. So spend a lot of your time to acquire skills, acquire knowledge. If you once you know, then you have to do it. When you do it, that is where you got the skills. First time, you're maybe not very good, but later on, keep on doing it until you're skillful. So please invest in yourself first. Invest in getting more skills. Okay, I hope that that questions answer. Answer what your queries.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I got one question from the chat room. It's about module 9 and 10. Atif, you're taking module 9 and 10, tips and advice. Tips and advice is study. You have to look at the study guide and see how many hours required. Spend time to really study, because whatever that you learn from 9 and 10 is the actual situation in an organization. Module 9 is about regulations in a fund management industry. You want to be in a fund management industry. The fund managers, they got money from the public, you know, like unit trust, right? So how the money are going to be invested. So like they tell you what are the regulations. Even you play games, there are rules and regulations, right? The same thing in this industry. We have rules and regulation. That is all module 9. And module 9, if I'm mistaken, is an open book, but you cannot take any open book exams without studying first, because then you don't know where to refer to. So module 10 is about the fund management tactics, strategies. So they will tell you about all this Jensen trainer, Sharpe ratio, and then about the active portfolio management or passive or balancing, and then the types of try the questions. The first thing is you have to understand. You can go to the YouTube and see fund management industry, what it's all about, at least for basic knowledge of that. I hope you are not that scared anymore. There's a lot of information you can get from the internet, but study first. Whatever you don't understand, you can highlight, ask your lecturer. If you're not, you can also Google it. So as long as you put in the time and effort, inshallah, you'll pass the exam.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Salimah, for answering. Okay, so is there any other questions? We can go for last question. Is it okay? All right.
Yeah.
We have questions from
Baiduri.
Baiduri. Okay.
Okay.
This is the last
Yes.
questions.
Okay.
This is the
Assalamualaikum,
last
Ms. Sarimah.
questions.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, Ms. Sarimah, maybe this question is not very related, but I am in curiosity because I heard some fuss. Because in the earlier webinar, you stated about the content creator, about the influencer, about the career path. And the fuss that I hear is about some said that content creator like YouTuber, like the content creator like makeup things, everything on the social media cannot be as a career path, but it is only a gig. So what is your opinion on that fuss? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Baiduri. Actually, whether it's a gig or career or anything is how you make it to be. Okay, you decide. If you know, one thing about people who are influencer or content creator, they need to have a lot of energy. Every day you need to come up with a content to make your followers happy, right? Whether it's technique and all that. It becomes a gig when it's a gig is something that you do short term. Okay, but I don't know. There could be a possibility where people from doing as a gig, but later on become their business, where they keep on telling you the techniques on how to apply makeup, foundations, lipstick, color, shades, how to take care of their skin and all that, and maybe they come up with their own products or they collaborate with other cosmetics company and they have a team to do the sales, and they become their own business. They become the business owner. Okay, let me share with you. I couldn't recall this lady's name. She is a financial planner, I think in the financial sector initially. Okay, and then she gave birth to to her son. And what she found during the confinement period is it's so hard to find people to take care of mother and baby. Yeah, like kita like Melayu last time got bidan kan, or confinement lady. I mean, if in the because this lady is a Chinese lady, so she's looking for a confinement lady. So confinement lady is very expensive and very hard to find. And after that, she start talking on her social media about the challenges during this confinement time, and she wants to find confinement lady and all that. And of course, the community, one thing about social media community, they are very engaging. They will give you ideas and all that. Later on, she um she decided to recruit uh confinement ladies. But she did is confinement ladies, the old ones, the one with experience and all that, so hard to find. But what she did, because she knows the issues, she started writing an SOP about how to become an effective or efficient confinement lady. She interviewed her confinement lady, which is very good. So she wrote down the SOP, and then she tried to train people who are even single or young or anything to follow that SOP of being a confinement lady and start offering it as a service. And she's also an influencer. She talks, but it's in Mandarin, about the importance of taking care of your health, of your baby during confinement. And she also collaborated with one hotel, but that hotel is going to be out of business, but they still have the rooms. So she ran out all those hotel rooms and get the confinement people who are in confinement to stay in that small hotel rooms, and they provide the confinement lady. And then she collaborated with doctors, the gynecologists, the psychologists. Sometimes after giving birth, you may have some depression and all that. So she got so many multiple business from collaborations, and it started from she talking about it on social media about babies, about being in confinement. And as I said, it can be a gig where it's a short term, or it can be a whole huge business. The thing is, goes back to you. You decide what it's going to be. Is it a gig, or it is going to turn into a lucrative business for you? Okay, I guess that is all. So thank you so much to everyone. I also like to thank FIMS event organizer for giving me the opportunity to share my experience or whatever little knowledge that I have with all of you. I wish I could have more time to share more and more. As I said, I'm like a mother to you, all of you. I have been working for 25 years and have seen so many things, and there are so many areas that I think young people should look out for. But I think that is something sorry for another day. And thank you so much. And I wish all the best to all of you whoever's taking exams, the SC licensing examinations. Don't be scared. You just study. If you fail, you can take it again. It's not going to be affecting any of your degree program, because it's a professional course. Fail, take again. It's not a big thing. It's only you have to come up with the license, the fees only, 500 ringgit per paper. Okay, so all the best, and also all the best for your future undertakings. You're sitting for finals. Please study and do well for your finals, and always ask yourself, how can you add value to people, or how can you become khalifah yang bermanfaat to as many people as possible. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much to our panel for answering the questions and willing to spend her precious times to share with us her knowledge and opinion about the topic. And also, thank you for the participants for your questions. Hope all of this knowledge will benefit us. We will end our Q&A session here with the answers satisfy all of your questions. Just now, we have a lot of new information and new knowledge from Ms. Sari Muharram Tandin, especially the one that I conclude is that the most important thing is we have to know our purpose for our career. So if we have the purpose, we must not only rely on the paycheck, And there is many companies, and there is also many career prospect, but we have especially us as students, we have to always explore and research about the career. All right, our sincere appreciation and utmost thanks to our respect panel, hosts and university mates that are willing to spend their time to join this webinar. We hope that all students can make use of the knowledge that they have gathered during this program in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we have finally come to the end of our talk. It has been a great day and wonderful morning with all of you. Again, thank you for your presence. I hope that all of my mistakes and shortcomings can be forgiven. For your information, this session is a final slot for the FIMS 2022 webinar series. Don't forget to join the presentation by competitions for competition with the team creating an Islamic finance product or application tomorrow at 9 a.m. and closing ceremony at 2:30 p.m. Malaysian time. We end this session by reciting Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-As. All of the participants may fill the Google form for the record of attendance. You can find the link in the chat box. All right, we would like to take a group photo now, and I hope all of the participants can open their camera to capture these memorable moments. All right, is there anyone who wants to open your camera? Okay, technical team, ready? Okay, smile, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more, 1, 2, 3. Okay, freestyle, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you and have a nice day. Thank you, Ms. Arimah Tandin. Thank you, all participants.
Thank you, Miss Sarima.
Thank you so much, Miss Arima.
Thank you, Miss Salima.